everyone, I'm Dani Walker, you're watching Pageant Access, and today's episode is my final picks for Miss USA 2016. So much to talk about. It is almost time for the preliminary competition. Well, it's tomorrow, but to me that's almost time. It might as well be, I can't even speak. I get so excited just thinking about the gowns that we're about to see. But anyways, let's talk about the contestants. So they've already been in Vegas for a week or so, and we've gotten to see all of them in person. We've seen lots of videos and pictures of them and little mini interviews and things like that. So my favorites have not really changed, except some of the girls that I liked initially, I like them even more now. The first one that I absolutely love is Virginia. I talked about her in my first picks for Miss USA 2016. She had a beautiful image and she just looked really great, which is kind of all that we have to go off of. And now that I see her at the pageant, she's always really put together and she speaks so well. I loved her Road to Las Vegas video that they came out with. I thought that she actually had something important to talk about, and that's really something that I value when I'm looking at girls that I'm gonna be a fan of or girls that I'm really rooting on. So if you watch the girls' different Road to Las Vegas videos, Road to Miss USA videos essentially, you'll see kind of what's important to them. I really think that the girls who do well overall in Miss USA have a really strong idea of who they are, what's important to them, what being Miss USA really means to them. So the girls that I really think are standing out, in my opinion, are the ones that are talking about things that are so important, and not just things that are going to be important to them, but things that could be really great to talk about as Miss USA. Virginia was one of those girls. I love how driven she is. I love that she is a professional. I love that she's very well spoken. I mean, there is just too much to love about Miss Virginia, and throughout this whole time at Miss USA, she's always really put together. I loved watching her on the little live feeds that they're doing for Facebook, because you kind of got to get to see her personality a little more and sort of, in my opinion, get a sneak peek of how she's gonna do in an interview. And I think she's really well spoken. She is natural though at the same time, but I also think that just by judging by how she was answering questions from people that have been watching from around the country or around the world, she was addressing those so well, and it really seemed like she had a good idea of who she is and what's important to her. And like I said, that's something that's really important to me to see. The other girl that I of course love is Indiana. I've loved her from the beginning. Obviously, I've seen her competing as we were growing up, and I remember watching her and how well she would always do and always placing top 5 at nationals. And I obviously met her forever ago when we were younger, and I just always remember her being very humble and very kind and soft-spoken, and I think that that's her strength. What I really like about her is that she is 100% okay with being who she is. And you'll see that if you look up Miss USA's Facebook, and there's a little interview that they do with her, and they're asking her all these questions. And she is so okay with being whoever she is and loving that. And I think that that's so important for a Miss USA, that you like yourself. Because if you don't like yourself, how are the judges gonna like you? Or how are you going to communicate that to other little girls or little boys watching you, and people that are gonna be following you throughout your year of reign? I think that it's absolutely essential to have real confidence. And I feel like Miss Indiana's confidence comes from such a genuine place, because she's happy with who she is, she's okay with who she is, and I think that that's so beautiful. Also, she's a natural as well, and you just watch her and she's so comfortable in front of a camera and so real. She actually talks about how she admires the current Miss Universe, Pia, because she's like that as well. She's a very real title holder, which is why I think Pia's doing such a great job as Miss Universe this year, because she's real. She shows, behind the scenes, she shows her real life. There's no facades with Pia, and I think that seeing how Morgan is and how she admires Pia, that she would kind of carry on that kind of legacy as Miss USA, and on top of just being gorgeous and stunning, that doesn't hurt either. Another top pick, she has been one of my favorites from very early on, is Miss Michigan. I think that she is stunning. I think that she would be amazing on the Miss Universe stage. Another very well-spoken contestant, and I love that. I love the pretty girls that have something intelligent to say. I think that one of the stereotypes of pageants is that we're pretty and we're dumb, or there's really nothing there and it's all just physical beauty. So I love the girls that aren't only just pretty, because I don't think that's the most important thing. Obviously, we're drawn to the beautiful girls, and it's great you want to have a beautiful representative to compete at Miss Universe. I would be looking for a girl that is still intelligent, that really has something to offer. As I was watching all of the video footage of her, she just was so fun and energetic, but also on top of that, I felt like she was still a very mature contestant. She is one of the older contestants. I want to say she might be 26, up there, so she's at the top of the age division, and I almost think that that's more of an advantage for her. And in the past couple years, like, we've seen Olivia Jordan, an older Miss USA. We've seen Pia, she's an older Miss Universe, and I feel like sometimes the older contestants in this system get kind of the bad end of the deal. People think that you're too old to be competing in a pageant, which I absolutely hate to hear, and I loved Olivia's statements when she was addressing that in the weeks leading up to Miss Universe, with all the critics saying that, you know, she was too old to be a Miss USA and all these things. I thought that she really did a great job talking about all the reasons why her life experience makes her an even better Miss USA. So I honestly don't think that being an older Miss USA should count against anybody, and I feel like in Michigan's case, if anything, it's the same thing like Olivia. It gives her a lot of life experience and would make her a great title holder. On top of it, check her out. All of the appearances, all the videos, all the footage leading up to this pageant. She looks gorgeous every single time. She has her hair and makeup put together. Miss USA has to do her own hair and makeup for a lot of appearances, and you want a girl who's ready for the job. And being ready for the job to me means understanding how to dress for that part, also how to do your own hair and makeup so you're ready for appearances, so you look professional. I think Michigan would be really great for that. Another one of my favorites, of course I'm really biased, is still Oklahoma. I was wondering how Taylor would do in the weeks leading up to the pageant, because you see girls that you really like, and obviously I'm trying not to be too biased because I absolutely love Taylor. I'm trying to be fair because I obviously love her. Great representative for Oklahoma, and for me, I've said this before, I don't think it'd be surprising if we saw back-to-back crowning of two Oklahoma queens, because Taylor's personality, it shines. Not only does she shine and she's fun and she's silly and she's beautiful and all of these other things, but watch her Road to Vegas video, you'll see that she's a lot more than just beauty. And that's something, like I said, if I was a judge, I would be looking for. Not just the pretty girl who knows how to do her hair and makeup, but the girl that's gonna have something to bring to the table. Taylor is a CEO of her own company, so she's really involved with helping other women achieve all of their goals for their careers, and I think that's really great. I think that that's an important topic, or an important platform essentially for Miss USA. It's because there's all this talk about this wage gap for women, and in my personal opinion, I don't think we can blame this wage gap on all the men. Totally, sorry, I'm gonna go off on a little bit rant right now. Ladies, we have to be confident enough to go out there and ask for raises and ask for the positions that we deserve. We have to stop undervaluing ourselves, and the way that we do that is by building real confidence. That's something I'm passionate about. So when I saw Taylor talking about this issue and talking about women and being a CEO or being an entrepreneur, that's something so near and dear to my heart, and I think it's really great because so many contestants want to be entrepreneurs. Not only that, so many young women, and I don't think there's ever been a better time in history to be an entrepreneur, to take control of your own career, because as we see, there's not a lot of stability in our normal or conventional 9-to-5 jobs. Anyways, I will stop with my rant, but that's one of the reasons I really love Taylor. And on top of it, she's been looking really great as well in all of these photos and really standing out. So she would be an incredible Miss USA. I know she would, and you guys would all love following her journey to, oh my gosh, if Taylor went to Miss Universe, that would be, that's unreal. I would cry. I would be very emotional. last one, Hawaii. So I'm dying to see any video footage of her speaking, which I haven't found, and I probably haven't gone back far enough on the Miss USA Facebook, whatever it is. I really wanted to see her Road to Las Vegas video in the meantime, but regardless of that, I do like her personal social media, and I do like her Miss Hawaii social media, so I've kind of gotten to see that with her. What I really like about Hawaii, the vibe that I really get from her is just a super laid back, naturally beautiful girl. I love that. I like that with Hawaii, you don't have to add a whole ton of makeup on her face to make her look presentable. I mean, she's just such, I'm jealous. She's a natural beauty. That's the type of girl that you look at her and you're like, yeah, she does wake up like that. Because, and I don't like this. This takes time. That's what I like about her. I like that she's so fresh and natural, and she just looks like she stepped off the beach, like as Miss Hawaii should, right? I really like Hawaii. I want to see more of her. I'm still a fan. I've just looked at the photos of her crowning and her competing, and not only is she so physically fit and so beautiful, she just seems to be really kind of fun and relaxed, like somebody I would want to hang out with. So that's why I like Hawaii. I'm hoping that the Miss Hawaii organization was able to really prepare her to be Miss USA for this job. I hope that they prepared her not only for on stage but for her interview, because in the past couple years we haven't really seen Hawaii placing, unfortunately, and I think that this year they have such a great shot at doing that with their title holder, and I just really hope that she's ready for that and ready for that job. There's another issue I have to talk about, which really drives me crazy. Okay, so I get it. I get that we have new ownership for Miss USA, and to a certain extent, I do like that they show behind the scenes of contestants. I like that they show when the contestants are real, because if you're gonna be a real role model, in my opinion, and if people are gonna look up to you, you can't just be this absolutely perfect pageant patty on stage. You have to be a real person, and real people have flaws, and I like that. I do like that we showed that. But my only issue is with the official photos. They're driving me insane. Some of these girls have worked 5-6 years to get to the Miss USA stage. Obviously not everybody wins Miss USA. There's only one girl that wins, but the experience of getting to compete at Miss USA is like nothing else that you'll ever get to do in your life. And I think that it should be, for those girls, the most special experience, especially because there's only one girl that leaves with a Miss USA crown. So it should be a really great experience for all the contestants. And I'm not saying that they're not having fun. I mean, they look really, really great, and they look like they're having a great time and they're having fun. But to be honest, I was very disappointed with the choice to do natural headshots for their official images. The headshots being natural isn't really what bothers me. I love, like I said, so many of the girls that I like them because I think that they're very natural girls, and I like that. But I was a fan of all of the really awesome photo shoots that they used to do, especially, what was it? Miss USA 2012 or 2013, when they did the Fidel shoot and they were in all the Sherry Hill white gowns, and it was very Grecian or Roman or whatever you want to call it. It was so fun and it was so glamorous, and that's something that you don't get to do every day. That's something that most of the girls that competed are never going to experience again, and I really liked that we did something fun. The same thing happens at Miss Universe. Like, I loved those theme shoots that they do. It's super pageanty, so what, but it's a pageant. Like I said, I get when people value the natural kind of beauty, natural look. You can only get so natural. It is a pageant at the end of the day. So if you want super, super natural, like girl next door in her t-shirt and jeans, like that's cool, but I can do that in everyday life, versus a really fun, glamorous, once in a lifetime photo shoot. So I would rather have seen a really fun, glamorous, creative thing happening versus, okay, we're gonna do natural hair and makeup on all of these girls and we're gonna put them in jeans and white t-shirts basically. And it just reminded me of kind of like headshots. And you know what's funny is some of the girls, for their official photos, they did the exact same pose that they did for their previous photos. You know, when they announce all the contestants and all their contestant images are up, basically their initial headshots. So some of the girls, their initial headshots became the same pose as these official photos that they did at the pageant, which I thought was kind of funny. I think it did sort of a disservice to some of the girls because I thought their initial photos, some of them were really great, and then you go to this and it's just like kind of a no makeup look and messy hair type of look, and some of them just did not look as great. And then a lot of the images, the girls, it's a serious profile. I mean, like, I'm okay with like a little bit of a profile, but some of them are just like, these girls are like, they are not looking anywhere. They're just like way out there. I was not a fan of that. We don't get to see the fun swimsuit pictures. We don't get to see the gown. I mean, it just makes me really sad. Please don't take it away from Miss Universe. Please do not do that to us. Those are my final favorites. I'm also going to do a preliminaries recap, so let's see what they wear. On a side note, if any of my favorites do wear a bad gown or have bad styling, to me it's kind of the end of the road. When I see them in their gown and in their swimsuit and the confidence in the walk and who kind of has that, who's on, like who is really on for preliminaries, that's obviously going to determine the winner, determine a lot, and I'm sure I'll have new things to say after I watch the preliminaries. If you've been following the pageant, if you have been watching all of the videos and photos that they've been posting, who are you loving for that Miss USA crown? Let me know. Obviously, guys, keep things positive, please. We want to encourage the girls, so all good comments and all encouraging words, all right? Thank you guys so much for watching this episode. I really appreciate it. If you like this channel, please subscribe. Also, follow me on all my social media, and I will see you guys soon for the next video. So wait, I said Michigan, I gotta think. Michigan, Virginia, Indiana, Oklahoma. Ah, yes. On top of it, I'm so white right now. Gosh, I need a tan.